Incredible greetings. Hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. How are you guys doing? I am Shakia, the professor of HSINK365, home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products, as well as 365 Creative Academy, where I help you to unlock your creativity. Silaholics Anonymous, my online platform for tutorials and demos of a wide variety of things, starting with Silhouette Studio, which is what we're going to work in today. And HSINK Digital, which is where this file is from. So it's available on our website. So what we're going to go through today, I'm just going to show how to use our color block template. So we have quite a few different variations of yard signs, and we have, like, you can literally mix and match and move things around between the different God, what was I thinking about? Templates. There we go. But I'm just going to keep this one as is. I'm not going to make any changes to it because I want you guys to see that you really can use this template as it, as it appears, right? And all I do is just add your pictures and add your text and things like that to it. So that's what we are going to go over in this live demo. All right. So if you are interested in seeing how these types of projects are set up, how they're set up in Silhouette Studio, how you design them in Silhouette Studio, stick around. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, double tap the screen. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe and or follow, hit the bell, and turn notifications on. All right. So we are going to get into this after a little commercial break. If you don't know, if you have not visited our website, be sure to visit shop.hsink365.com. That is where you will find all of these templates as well as our classes. You'll also find our ink and our paper. With our sublimation paper, you are able to submit as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. Now, when it comes, I got to take this down. When it comes to these yard signs, you are not going to do them via sublimation. Well, at least not these particular ones. There are they call them garden flags more so, and you can design and you can sublimate those. But for these are printed with a solvent, eco solvent, or latex printer. So that's like your Roland. Epson has one, like things like that. So where you can print onto adhesive vinyl, or if you have the large flatbed UV printer, some people print directly onto the coroplast. But this is not done via sublimation. So I want to make that, very clear. Even though we have a website and we sell sublimation products, this is not done via sublimation. All right. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and head over to Silhouette Studio. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and share this video out. So if you guys could just bear with me while I share it out, go ahead, drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know who's watching. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you've started, doing yard signs and things of that nature, if you have any questions. Now, when I say do you have any questions, normally I do an open Q&A, but for this particular live broadcast, we are keeping it strictly to things about like what we're the task at hand. So we're talking about yard signs and things of that nature. So this is not going to be a general Q&A. Please do not pose questions about printers or settings and all those different things. This is not using sublimation. So we're not going to necessarily talk about sublimation. We are talking about designing in Silhouette Studio. So if you have questions about tools, functions, and different things within Silhouette Studio, hey, now's a great time to post those questions. All right. So, let's get this all, like I said, shared out. All right, we're going to go over here. Incredible morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. For all of you guys who are watching, don't forget to, drop a hey, how you doing? Say hello. Let me know who's watching. All right. All right. Let me go over here because I need to share this out. Excuse me. Okay. Copy. Red. I'm gonna suck my throat. All right. Incredible morning from Atlanta. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for jumping on. Thank you for jumping on. Seriously, it didn't save. All right. Just give me a moment. I'm almost done sharing it out to my groups. All right. So there we go. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this. The way that our files are set up, of course, these are Silhouette Studio files. At some point or another, I may, go ahead and set them up, most of them up in, well, some of them, should I say, up in different file formats. But of course, for me, I mainly design in Silhouette Studio. So that's always going to be where I start at as far as creating any design templates and things of that nature. So the way these are set up, it's really meant for you to just change out the colors, add a picture, add the school name, add a name. Now, if you want to add other elements to it, you want to mix and match and things like that, you definitely can. But it's made to just really be easy to change out the colors. Now, one of the reasons why I did want to do this, I have to at some point update it. I'm super, super busy right now, so I cannot guarantee that I'm going to update this file anytime soon, but I eventually will. But one of the things that I wanted to show, I'm not sure if it's like this in the one that's in the vault or on our website, but I did notice as I was adjusting this one that this particular template is set up double. Like, I guess I must have copied and pasted in front. So I want to basically show that for anyone that has this and you're maybe having difficulties with this one because you think that you changed it and then you go back and it's like, okay, wait, why is this color still here? So on this one, if I click here and I go delete, so I'm just clicking on it and I'm hitting delete on my keyboard. We see the blue. If I click on the blue and I hit delete again, oh, wait, well, maybe it didn't do it. Because this was the one that was open. Maybe I did it on my side. Okay. Never mind, scratch that, because when I opened it, it had all of these extra layers. So maybe that was me. Maybe I duplicated it inadvertently and didn't realize it because I was working over here and it was all duplicated. And I was like, well, what the heck is going on? All right, let me just make sure. Let's close you out. No. And then let's go File, Open. I just want to make sure it's not. All right, so let's go to here and then this one. Okay, so maybe it was just me. So that wasn't an issue on that one, but I think over here, let's see. All right, so this is one of the ones that was a little bit, so if you're not quite familiar with compound paths and things of that nature, this can be a little bit tricky in knowing how to customize it. So when I set this one up, it was just one big compound path. So if you wanted the tassel to be different from this accent color, you can't just ungroup it. So you have to release compound path. But what will freak a lot of people out is once you hit compound path, there's going to be certain areas that are going to fill in. And some people tend to think they did something wrong. And it's not that you did anything wrong. That's just how it works, right? So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to change the color so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the section that we're going to work on. I'm going to right click and release compound path. So this is the part I was talking about. All this area right here fills in, which a lot of the times, especially for new, those who are new to Silhouette Studio, this freaks, them out. And it may freak you out because it's like, okay, wait, where did all of my detail go? It's still there. It's doing what release compound path is supposed to do. And that is release any path. So if there's a cutout, that is a shape. So it's going to just release. It's going to fill with color, but trust me, it is still there. And you can, of course, get it back. So to isolate the tassel and the tassel and even the button, although typically on grad caps, the button is the same color as the cap, but we just want to have a little bit of contrast. So we're going to make it a different color. But what you would do is hold down Shift, and you're going to click in each of those sections. And you should, if you have yours, your box and stuff, you'll see that those boxes disappear. So you're not going to see as many gray boxes as you're clicking on it. This is basically deselecting it. What we have left is just the accent part of the cap. If you want to verify that that's all you have selected, simply change the colors. In my classes, that's one of the tools that I use all the time to help my students understand what's happening better. I recommend that they fill things with color, that they change colors. Like this will allow you to see what you have selected, so you don't have to do a lot of back and forth. So a good, I guess you can say, tip or trick is once you've kind of held down Shift and deselected what you did not want, you're going to just change the color and make sure only the parts that you want to change are changing. And this is what I want. So let's say if I still had this one, right, and I go to change it, well, this changed with it. That's not supposed to. So we would hold down Shift, click on that, change the color. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Then you would right click and make it a compound path. And so now we have our cutouts back within our accent piece. Then we're going to come in over here and you will decide how you want this to be, right? So on a traditional grad cap, the tassel, the little piece like right here, that's like normally like the silver or gold, like it's like a little metal piece. That part is, they're separate colors. So you can choose to make them separate colors. You can make them all one color. And whether it's this part or if you do like make this a part of like the string, that part is totally up to you. So you can either make this part and group that together and make that silver or gold, like just a different accent color. You can do the same thing for this. But normally what is considered the string part is the same as the tassel. So that's normally the same. So I'm just going to group those together. And then when it comes to this, again, like I said, you can make that a different color if you want, but I typically tend to make this whole section and this button the same color. So I'm just going to group those together. And for the sake of this right now, I'm just going to make it white. That's typically what I do. But now this is set up, and ready to go, ready to be used. Now, before I go and change any of the colors on here, we're going to come over to our pictures. You can use Photoshop. You can use background removers of Canva. You can use the background remover for PixArt and things of that nature. I use remove.bg because I pay for it. So I try to use it, even though I do have Photoshop, but sometimes I just don't want to open that up. Oh, shoot. All the ice on the floor. Remove.bg just makes it really easy. And it does a fairly good job of removing the background. Now, if you only have the free version of remove.bg, do understand that your pictures are going to be pixelated. Okay, what the heck happened? All right, let me undo. I don't know what just happened there. Oh, no, this is another. Okay, never mind. I closed out. So we're going to come back over here. You know what? No, let's just take these pictures. And copy. I'm going to bring this over here. Well, dang it. What happened to the pictures? All right, let's copy you and paste. There we go. All right, so like I was saying, with remove.bg, if you're using just the free version, because it allows you to download, remove the background and download them for free. I'm not sure if it's a certain number of them or if it's unlimited, but those pictures will not be high resolution. If your picture was already high resolution and you use that, you're still going to have you're going to lose some. It's going to be somewhat distorted. And they're going to wash out the face, and it's not going to be a super sharp image because, hello, you're getting the free one and they have a paid service. So with the paid service, you get a higher resolution image. It doesn't so this is another misconception that people think when they're using remove.bg and you're downloading the high resolution one. If the image itself comes in, it can be, 900, pixels. But if that picture was originally not clear, remove.bg is not going to clear that picture up. For the most part, when it comes to pictures, unless you want to spend quite a bit of time going in and how they kind of do restorations of pictures and going in Photoshop and actually Photoshopping it, you're not going to be able to just easily change it. And most of you guys aren't charging your customers enough to go in there and actually Photoshop these pictures. So it's okay, guys. If they submitted that picture to you, your job is not to go and try and make it the best picture ever. They knew what they submitted. And if they're not willing to pay for, countless time and hours and work of Photoshopping it, don't worry about trying to clear the picture up. That is the picture that they submitted. You can give them a disclaimer to say, hey, this is how this will come out. Are you sure you want us to use this photo? If they say yes, print it out. If it looks a hot mess.com, there are no refunds. There's no nothing, because that is the picture that they submitted to you guys. I keep seeing it in groups about these pictures, and you're stressing over them and you're trying to clear them up. Guys, that is not your responsibility. If they're not paying you for that service to make their pictures look better, please, as small business owners, don't concern yourself with that. That is not your problem. Again, that is not your problem, especially if you are not charging for that service. We're all good? We understand? All right, cool beans. So we're going to go ahead and do a trace and detach, because right now this is set up and it's just 4 dots around it. But when I need to crop it down and need to access certain things, I want it to be, I want it contoured to her body shape, so the image. So we're going to do a trace and detach. We're going to come over to the trace tool, select trace area, and then click and drag in your box around it. And then once it starts to pick up yellow, you're going to adjust your threshold up. There we go. So we're going to bring this up and we're going to go trace and detach. What this is going to do is remove that invisible box from around it. If I can get you guys to go ahead and double tap that screen over on TikTok, I would really appreciate it. And over on Facebook and YouTube, make sure that you guys have hit the like button or the heart button. It definitely helps with the distribution. This is a live, free step-by-step tutorial. People charge a lot. Hell, I charge a lot for, when I'm saying a lot, but I charge for these. So the least that we can do is share some digital love. This is going to help you make money, all right? So show some love, share it out, just simply like it. It takes you 2 seconds to like the video. That helps my platform. That encourages me to continue to want to do this type of content and this type of teaching for free. If it's no love shown, then it's this is kind of a give. This is kind of it's not really a give and take. I'm giving, you guys are taking, and it's not reciprocated. So make sure that you guys show some love to the live broadcast, okay? Or to any of the videos. Just a simple comment definitely helps the algorithm, all right? So we're going to click on that and we're going to delete that part from around her head. And then we're going to do this one. And we're going to do a little bit of point editing because the way that this picture was, there was someone in the background, so their feet are kind of still there. So we're going to remove that as well. So we're just going to, again, select trace area, click and drag and place your box around it. We're going to take our threshold up. Trace and detach. And then we're going to delete that big old box. And then we're going to double click on it so that I can edit the points. So we're going to just drag and select through here, hit delete point. I'll pull this a little bit closer to her arm. All right. So I have my pictures all ready to go, depending on how I want to use them. So now I just need to change the colors. Just move you guys over here. So we're just going to click on the colors that we want to change and go over to our color palette and select your color. And I forget which actually color combination I did for this one. And of course, there is no right or wrong color combination. You can do it, anyway, like that suits you. So let's just go here. Let's just make that white. I'm actually do this a little bit different than how I did over here. So as you can see, there is no right or wrong to how you set this up. So now I'm going to select this one. I'll make that one orange. Oops, wrong one. I selected the white. I'm going to select the orange, make that orange. Select the middle part, make that wrong color blue. Actually, no, that's the right color blue. This is the wrong color blue. So I'm going to click on the blue part, hold down shift. I'm just going to click anywhere in here and I'm going to make that blue. All right. So for our 2022 that's there, I want to change that out to the 2023. Easiest way to do this, I'm going to drag and select over just this top section, okay? I'm then gonna hold down shift, I'm gonna click the orange. I still have a big box. That's because my blue goes all the way to the top. So we're gonna hold down shift and we're gonna click on this part here and all we have left is the 22. So you see our box shrunk down and all we have is a 2022. We're gonna click on that and just move it down. Really don't need it. That's, that year's over with. Then we're going to come over to this side, grab our 2023. We want to right click and bring that to the, click on it, right click, bring it to the front so that it's in front of this and I'm going to position it. Now I already know that I'm going to put the young lady's picture over there. So I'm going to shrink this down some and move it over. I'm also going to move my class of. So we're just going to select this and same process, hold down shift, click on the top strip, and then I'm going to come down here and I have this selected. Move this over and I'm going to make the class of the same blue that's here. And then now this, you can decide, like, you don't have to use all of the layers if you don't want to, you don't need them. You can omit whichever ones you don't. Like if you don't have, maybe some schools don't have 3 colors or 4 colors. Some schools literally have like one main, like a main color and then like black or white and things like that. You can probably use gray as an accent color, but sometimes you just don't need all of those layers. They are there if you need them, but if you don't, feel free to go ahead and just omit them. So here we're going to hold down shift and select all of those and group them together. I can select the outline and make that blue. I can make that one blue or just remove it. We can make this one white. Let's make this inner piece orange and make this one blue. So see here where you have the double white, it can look kind of funky. So you may want to click on that outside one and get rid of it, or you may want to make that blue. All of that is totally up to you and how you set that up. So once you have it set up, and how, like whatever color combination you want, you're going to group it together again. So just like before, drag and select, hold down shift, click on the orange, click on the blue. I have just the 2023. Okay. We're going to right click and group that together. Now, if you're familiar with using the lasso tool, you can use that to go around it and select it without having to click on, hold down shift and click on the two background areas. And I never grouped those together. I thought I did. And then I'm going to right click and bring that to the front. All right. So for this picture, I wanted to use it here. So I'm just going to bring this to the front real quick just so that I can properly size it. All right. Now I want to remove, I'm going to remove this part because I'm going to actually send it to the back, but it will sit, her legs will end up sitting in front of this. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to hold down shift. Well, you don't even have to do that. You can click send backwards, and I'm going to actually open up my transform. Actually, no, which one is it? That, I don't know, maybe it's not over there. So just right click, send backwards, and I can use the keyboard shortcuts as well. So I can just keep sending it backwards. But for me, what I find easier to do, I'm going to hold down shift. I'm going to click, drag over this entire top section. I want to hold down shift, and I'm going to click on the blue because what I want is just this top section. And I'm just going to right click and send the whole thing to the back. Oh, wait a minute. Why is there another? Okay. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I do need that part because I'm just going behind this bar right here. So I'm actually going to hold down shift. I'm going to drag and select over everything at the top. I don't want to select any of these bars, like none of these right here, these stripes. Right click and send it to the back. So as you can see, her legs are still in front of this blue section. So we're just going to double click on her. Because we did the trace and detach, you are going to have edit points all the way around it. Hold down shift, drag and select up those edit points and hit delete point. So now it's like she's hidden behind it. So you don't have to do anything fancy. Sometimes we tend to overthink what to do. Yes, you can put a box there, you can subtract, but just simply hiding it behind it doesn't have to be right up to the edge. If it's behind it, it's not visible. So it's done. No one will be none the wiser. So we're just going to put that there. All right. So now for this one, I'm going to position this. I don't want it to be that big. So we're going to shrink it down just a little. Bring this down some to maybe about there. Right. So I need to, now this can be done to where, now this one doesn't have a background to it, but let's say if you did have a back, see, now I don't want to get too deep because now this is like, it'll go really into like teaching about designing because you have to understand the pictures that you have. And I went over that in a class just about understanding the pictures that your clients are submitting to you and how to determine the best way to use them. So I'll just kind of give you a quick little rundown, right? So with this one, it would not fit well just in this box because this image was sent where both the right and the left side are cut off. So even if I push it over to like this side, you're going to see this cutoff piece. If I bring it over here, you're going to see the cutoff shoulder on this side. So it's not a picture that's going to fit well in this half circle or this cutoff circle, and you still be able to see her entire face, or, you know, and not cut off her head. Because if we make it smaller so that it can actually fit in here, you're going to have cutoff. Now, some people are okay with that. I actually despise it. I cannot stand to see images like with sharp cutoffs just sitting in the middle of designs. Drives me absolutely bonkers. So with this one, I would have no choice but to kind of make it where we're camouflaging that. So I'm not even going to go through just putting an image in there, but you can just, you know, resize and crop it. So I'm going to just make this bigger. I'm trying, as I'm sizing it, I want to make sure that this cutoff part is past the edge of this circle on this side, and then that this side comes all the way to the edge. So we're going to just extend that out a little bit, and I'll bring it down some. And so her head is going to, you know, be into this bar area. Now, that is, you know, if let's say your client did not want it to go up that far, then they need to give you a different picture, because anything smaller, trying to get it underneath, we're going to have this flat edge. And for me, even my cousin says, hey, I'm okay with that, I don't do it. Nah, I'm just not putting out work like that. I'll tell them they can go to someone else. So we're going to just bring this back up again, and we're going to come here. Let's make this slightly bigger to get right to the edge of that circle. So because her head is kind of coming out, we have to create this shape so that it stays outside of the circle. So we're going to click on that circle, and we're going to duplicate it in front. If you know the keyboard shortcut, you can use that, Alt and click. Or if you're a newbie, you rather just kind of right click and you kind of like designing like that and maneuvering Silhouette Studio like that, you're going to right click and you're going to copy and then right click, paste in front. Once you have that in front, we have to create a shape so that her head does not get cut off. In my 30-day training, we go through that. We show like what happens when you crop. It's going to crop this off. So you have to create a shape. We're also going to go over that in our new program that starts in a few weeks, our bachelor's program for learning Silhouette Studio. The foundation of it is still going to be the 30-day training, but we're going to have days specific to like utilizing the tools and the functions in like actual designs. But the 30-day training is still the foundation of that program. So you will need to still. So we're going to click on the draw curve tool. And so I'm just going to draw a random shape through here. Okay. I'm then going to click on this random shape that I created, hold down Shift, and click on this circle. And I'm going to weld them. Then we're going to remove the color. It looks like, nothing's there, but trust me, it's there. You just clicked on the icon to remove the color. You're going to hold down Shift, click on your subject or, your image, and then you're going to go back to modify and crop. So that's going to make her arm no longer appear to be a straight line. It is now inside of that circle, but her head still sticks out of it. All right. So that's that part. Then from there, it's just a matter of adding your name to it, the school name, however you choose to add the graduate's name and things like that. So I already have the school name written out. So we're just going to put this here. And of course, it was sized. I chose a font that will allow the name to still be like really visible because we were not able to use that entire space. we had to kind of push it off to the side. So that's where you'll just go through your fonts. You don't have to use the same fonts because maybe a certain school, like maybe a school in your area, the name is really, really long. So you can't use a certain font that's going to use, that's like wider letters. So you have to switch up the font. I typically choose fonts based off of what's there. Now we're going to come over here and I'm going to change the colors of the grad cap. So we're just going to click on that lighter blue and we're going to make that the darker blue. Click on the pink area, make that the blue. And like I said, if you wanted to make them different colors, so I can ungroup, group this together. I can make this like orange, or I can make it a gray or silver color. That part is totally up to you. So I'm just going to group, select all of it and group it together. Oh, I got rid of it completely. Okay, let's go like this. All right, so yeah, that's done. So I've actually, of course, already, went through, selected my fonts. Those are in my class. Know what I go through. I type everything out and I make duplicates of it and I try out different fonts to figure out which font I want to use. So I'll just show you a little bit. And this actually isn't bad, like just kind of having it as one solid color, whether it is white or because we have white here, the background is blue. If you made that all orange, that would be fine as well. I'm going to come up here and ungroup. I'm going to take this piece and bring it over here. That will break up some of the color. So all that is up to you. And as far as like which color, if you want to make these where they're not all this, they're not both the same color. You can slightly overlap. I am notorious for slightly overlapping elements. That's one of my signatures. And then we're going to take the grad cap, bring it over here. It's going behind the name. So we want to right click and bring that to the front. And I'm going to probably shrink it down a little bit. Put it right there on the side. You don't have to use the grad cap if you don't want to. Okay, so that's technically like one way. And I'm just going to add some offsets, add some shadowing. If you don't have Designer Edition or above, you can still add shadowing by doing an offset, filling it in with black or white or any other color and reducing the transparency. But if you have Designer Edition or Business Edition, there is a button that allows you to kind of set that shadow automatically. So we're going to go over to offset, put a little offset on this, apply. I'm going to fill that in with color. I'm going to do another offset and I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. So let's try 0.2 and apply. I'm going to make that orange. And we're going to go over to our effects and we're going to add the shadow. I'm going to go to shadow color. I like for mine to just be black. We're going to go to pan, move that down. You can adjust your transparency on that. I'm going to actually add one to the blue layer as well. And that just helps it pop a little bit more and kind of pop off the screen some by having those two different shadows. Oops. And you can either add line color with thickness to it, or you can do offsets. I'm going to go ahead and add my shadow. Oh, wait, my shadow, I want it to be like that. Excuse me. my line color. I can adjust the transparency on that. So all of these changes, like I said, are totally up to you in how you want to create the design. I don't even remember how. Oh. I don't even remember how this was now. Okay, so there is a visual of how it was, like another way that, so this one I did white, blue, and then orange. You can change the color of your bar if you want to add more color. So just to kind of show it again, all of these are basically set up the same way. This kind of shows if you don't have a lot of accent colors, it can actually all be one color. So we're just going to click on here. Let's make this, oops, no, not line color. Let's go to fill color. Okay, I said fill color. So that's orange. And let's make this blue, white. Oh no, come on. Blue, white, blue, white, orange, or maybe white and then orange. Let's make that orange and this white. Ungroup. I'll make that blue. And I'm just going to use my 2023 from over yonder. So now this is one where this picture really wouldn't work because we don't have an area where we can actually cut it off at the, like I said, it's going to make it where it's going to leave a sharp line. So this is actually one where we would not really be able to utilize this picture because it's going to be cut off. Now, what I could do is leave this one, let's say like that. And instead of cutting off the image over here, we can, well, I could probably still leave it cut off. So this is how we can use this one. And just have both pictures at the top. So I'll put this here and it will hang out of the circle. We'll select everything that's at the top, right click, send it to the back. So in this case, I don't really like the white there. So I would probably make that a color and make this one white, or even make that one blue and then make this orange and make this one white. Bring to the front. Then I'm going to use my lines, my character spacing. Oh, wait, I'm no longer in text mode for this. So for now, I'm just going to leave this, but you could use your character spacing to spread this out. And then for the name, now that we don't have as much space, your name will end up changing as far as the orientation of it. So all right, I don't have time for this. So we're just going to duplicate the whole thing and then delete this. I'm going to take the whole first name. Then we'll take the last name. And of course, because we have everything as an orange, we would have to make more, like put more of the blue in this design. I actually don't like the line on here. So let's make the name blue. I'll probably make this just a little bit bigger. And I could leave Zora the way that it is. Or we could make that one blue and make the inside orange, or even make it white and make the inside orange. That part is totally up to you in how you and how you set it up. So same images, same information, same fonts, but they have different looks because of the way that the images are arranged. All right. So any questions on utilizing this particular template? All right, no questions? All right, so there are no questions. I thank you guys so very much for joining us live. If you would like this, now this particular template, I don't think it's on the website to buy a la carte. Like just going to our website and purchase it. I think it's only in the design vault. So you only have access to this particular layout if you have our design vault. If you don't have that, you can go over to our website. It's a collection of different templates and things like that. And you can find that if you go down to, actually, no, it's not here. Go to HSINK Digital. So at the top, HSINK Digital, and it should be somewhere. Here we go. So there is the vault there, and it has a whole lot of templates. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.